So today's project, this week's project, is to get power from over there into there. So this morning I've dug the gravel back already. Landscape fabric, plastic, all the gravel over here. I put this plastic down so my mud don't get mixed in my gravels. This is this ground here is a brick red clay. They actually used to fire bricks, mine this area. There's a big old valley goes up through over there. And all the houses around here, they made bricks out of this. There was a where that little building is down there. There's a concrete pad under it. That was the kiln back in the 50s, 40s and 50s. To the other side of that house, the White House, was a blacksmith shop. So you had a blacksmith, and then you had the blacksmith on the other side of the White House, this side of the road, and then the brick kiln making place was where that little house was, or little building is. And then down here, this building behind the tractor down there, that's my grandfather's carpentry cabinet shop. He was a cabinet maker, carpenter. So he had a carpenter, a cabinet maker here, and brick there, and blacksmith, all within this little area right here. There was another house here, not that gray house. It was out there. It's called the Old John House. We owned it for a while. It was just to the left of that, but it was only like 20 feet off the road. And it was built in the 40s, and they tore it down and built this. There was an elderly couple. We sold it to an elderly couple, Dad did, and there's an acre of it. And they HUD came in, and that whole house was, I mean, we remodeled it 2 or 3 times, but you can only do that so many times before it's just done. And we'd replace seals and everything under it, and but it just kept going down, and HUD came in and tore that old house down, built that new house for the elderly couple. And then when they passed on, we've got another lady bought the place, good neighbor. But anyway, it's kind of interesting history here. You had and there was the pet milk plant was down there on the main road, and then there was a mill on this side of the road. There's a creek runs down through there, down that way. Rivers that way, and there was a flour mill down there. So kind of interesting. And here where my place was, this was just a field. Well, it was mostly trees and stuff, just like this right here. When Dad started dating Mom, this is my mother's father's place originally, and Dad cleared all the land, and we grew tobacco and had cows and pigs, here, mainly tobacco. We put corn in a couple of years, but mostly it was tobacco. And for the last probably 18 years or something, it was just a hay field. And he'd get somebody, let somebody mow it just for the hay, you know, just to get it mowed. But they kept, the first guy he had was really good. He'd go around and trim all the fences and everything. The second guy, that guy moved. He was our neighbor to the north, and he got a big farm over in the valley, and he moved over there. And then it was just no more hay than there was. It didn't pay him to haul his equipment over here, so he got another local feller here to do it, but he never would go back around and back mow. And this fence row right here, there's a fence row right there. And before I started on this place, it was growed out to the lower edge of my driveway. And I spent about a year and a half coming out here working the evening and Saturdays to clear that fence row out all the way to the other end of the property. And then I've still got some more work to do down here. I've worked on that corner down there this spring, cutting it back to the fence, and that fence row right there, I'm down to about right in there. So I don't like a whole lot having that clean back to the fence where you can bush hog it. But anyway, this week's project is to get this power over here. I've got cable and conduit. I've got to get under that foundation inside. I'm going to go through the wall over there. I've got SER cable, SEER cable, 224 or 2224. I'm gonna go LB into the wall, just like we've got here for the service entrance. I'm gonna LB through the wall right there and run it across, and then down and under. Take it down into the conduit and bring it across here. That's the shortest run of wire. And then up and into the box in here. So I've got it jumpered right now so I can get lights in here. But I'll come into that box. And so I had to take a little breather. I got hot this morning. It's humid. Lord, it's humid. About 85% humidity. And it's already 75 or 80 degrees. So back at it. So maybe 30 minutes later, I've made over half again as much. I'm over halfway now. It's hard on old man. So 45 minutes or so later, after making a list for the wife to go get the things I forgot yesterday, I've got it at least punched out. I need to clean the ditch out, and the next hurdle is getting a hole under that wall. And then I need to get a hole through the wall over here for an LB. I need to see where I need to come out. I need a screwdriver. Sorry for the shaky video. Try not to track mud up in the building. I'm gonna run I've got this 1/2 inch left over. I'm gonna run a 1/2 inch in the same ditch for running the Ethernet cable over. I've got the cable already. That way I can, if I want to, I can put me a external Wi-Fi spot on the building, because my Wi-Fi router is that end of the house over there. I can mount me a hotspot on the corner of that building there and get more coverage out here. Screw up there. All right. Well, looks like I might have to get a 1.25 inch knockout. I'll come out the side. That'll require 2 LBs. Where I've got this over here, it blocked up there's a knockout there, but they've got that walled off for service entrance cable. I wish get it off the I don't know if I can get that out or not. so. Now it's got tabs. This lid's got to be off in order to get it out of there. Dang it. They don't make things easy. Well, I don't have room to come out here. I do not. No. Time I get a male on there, male to female, it's gonna be out here. So I guess I'm gonna have to go borrow a knockout. Down here. Go in there. At least I've got a big neutral lug to go to. And I've got a big ground. Okay. So I gotta get an 1.25 inch knockout. Dad probably got one. So I'm gonna work on this trench after I get the sweat off, it's burning my eyes. So I've got it cleaned out. Whew. I've got it cleaned out. And I'm trying to get the hole back under the wall. That's in a heck of a place. Back under here. It's miserable. It's currently 79 degrees with 78% humidity. You can't work but 10 or 15 minutes. And you gotta stop and rest, cool down. Done drunk, I don't know, 3 20-ounce Gatorades, sweating profusely. But I got a ditch dug, and now I get a hole under the wall, and it won't be too awful long before I can lay the conduit in there. I'll have to go under the house and run the wire. I may start over there and run it that way. Got a live box over there, so I'll probably start her over there. Come to the dead box. Oh, that way I ain't got no loose ends over yonder flopping around that could get into something. long leads. So I hope my estimate on the wire was right, my measurements. All right, rest a few minutes and back at it. Oh, and on the temperature and humidity, it's just welcome to the South. Summertime in the South. Hot and humid. Okay, so where we stand right now, it's get up to date here. I'm melting down. It is hot. Alright, so I got the hole dug under the house. It's open to the inside. The trench is dug all the way across. Cleaned out. My wife's on the way back with the items I'm missing. That's been an adventure. Because you can't go to a things are still, you go up to the Lowe's or Home Depot, whichever one, and you know what you need, and then when you get there, you've just got to figure out how you can get from where you're at to where you're going with what they've got, because they don't typically have, you'll be missing something that you need. It's horrible. Anyway, so I've got the I got a slug buster and knocked that out to 1.25 inches. I'm waiting on the bushing to come. There's a bushing like this right here that's got to go on there. I've got my fitting in, got my pieces cut for my LB, got my hole cut through the wall. I went to glue it together, and my glue is gelled up, so I had to call her and get her to stop and get me some more glue. I thought I had the lid on it good tight. I mean, it's there, it's just gelled like. It's still kind of flowing a little bit, but I'm afraid to use it. Volatiles have gone out of it. So I don't think it'll etch the plastic like it should when it glues it. So we'll wait on her to get back and we'll put that in. It's kind of funny, I was going to put 70 amps. I think I may have mentioned this. I was going to put 70 amps over there. And 70 amp breaker was $51. And a 60 amp breaker is the wire size that I'm putting through here is sized for 70 amps. But the 60 amp breaker, or the 70 amp breaker was $51, and the 60 amp breaker was $16. So we're going to have 60 amps. If I need to go to 70 amp for any reason, I wouldn't think so. Then I can buy one then. Anyway, I'm kind of at a standstill, waiting on her to get back with parts. So I think I'm gonna go in the house and cool a little bit. So I'm shoving wire in the hole now. Shove all this in there, and then I'll have to go into the house, drag it over there and shove it out the hole over there before I tucker it out. So getting close. It's miserable hot. I'm gonna go cool again. So conduit is in up through the wall. I've got the wire pulled into right there. It's about, I don't know, 6:30. in the evening. I took a couple hours. I got too hot. I had to go cool. So now I'm putting the wires in here. I didn't like that ground. I moved it in up there. That one strand wanted to back out. Moved it in so it's got a good bite on it now. They're torqued down. I'm gonna do the neutral next, and then I got my breaker installed. I'll tie this end up, get all this buttoned up, and get my thing back on in case it stoned. All buttoned up, ready for the panels. Well, everything is landed. Voltage checked. Turned on. AC's running. Lights work. I just got to put the lid on it, and we should be good. Well, showered. I'm eating. I hadn't eaten at O'Charlie's in many years. We went up last night, and there was going to go to getting stuff for the wire and stuff for the install, and we was going to do Golden Corral, and we got there and it was 8:20 and they closed at 8:30, so we just went across the street to O'Charlie's. This is their Cajun chicken and linguine, and it is really good. All the appetizer stuff we couldn't eat. I just eat about a third of it, or maybe half, or the other third of it, I guess. So I brought it home. I'm having that for supper. I finally done with that wiring installed. It took all day. Then I took about a 2 hour, about 2 hours this afternoon when it was so hot. It just got too hot, and I had to come in and take a cold shower and get cooled down. We need to eat some lunch, and then went back out there about 5:30. It's now 9 o'clock, and I've taken a shower, so I was done about 15 till 9. That's when I finished up. But checked all the voltages and everything. Everything looks good on that. I'm gonna eat some supper.